The environment that we're in now steals our focus. When I was in corporate, right, I had my WhatsApps would be buzzing, emails would be going off. I had Microsoft Teams that was like people sending me messages on those 3 different platforms. And then you've got things like LinkedIn. It was just mental, the amount of different ways people could contact me. And I was expected to reply to all of them. And all of that was like in between meetings. And a lot of the time people would be responding while they're in a meeting. So the environment that we're in, it's stealing our focus. It's designed to steal our focus. So I'm not saying that in a way of blaming or justifying the fact that we've lost our focus. I do feel like we need to build that muscle and bring it back. But it is important to acknowledge that times are tough at the moment. We can't focus because of our environment. Now, how can we focus? How can we improve our focus? So I'm going to give 2 examples, one short term and one long term. So the short term suggestion of how to focus is these things, right? These things, these plastic phones, right? DM me. DM stands for distraction machine in my mind because these things are just so distracting. It's crazy. So for me, one of the short-term strategies that I have employed that really helps is just creating distance from my phone. So something really simple. I don't charge my phone in my bedroom. I charge my phone downstairs. So that means when I go to bed in the evening, I'm not on my phone. In the morning when I wake up, my phone's not there. My phone is away from me, right? I've made the decision to have 2 mobile phones, one for work and one for personal life. So on the weekends, I don't have my work phone, so I can't work. My focus can't be stolen away. I also, when I'm not traveling, I work in a co-working space up the road, which I am now, and I've got a locker. At 5:30 this evening, I need to go home. I'll be doing bedtime with my son. I'll be doing bath time. I'll be cooking dinner. I'll be catch up with my wife. If I took my work phone home with me, you bet I'll be checking it. I'll probably check it 10 times. I leave it in the drawer up here. I leave it in the locker. I physically lock it away. And that's what I mean about the short-term strategy is just understand what we're dealing with, right? These things are meant to be addictive. So rather than going, oh, what's wrong with me? I can't shut down Instagram. Or what's wrong with me? I'm always on this. Nothing wrong with you. They're designed to be addictive. Know that and just put physical boundaries in place. So for me, creating physical distance from my phone has been a game changer because if I'm at home and my wife's chatting to me or I'm like eating dinner, I'm talking to clients non-stop, right? I'm going to be looking at my LinkedIn. I'm going to be checking my emails. And if I don't, I'll be thinking about them because my phone is there and I can see it. So I know that. I adjust for it and I just get it away from me, get as much distance as possible. So that's the short-term solution. Of course, there's other things you can do, but I think that's a particularly effective one because whether you like it or not, you're addicted to your phone. Everybody is. And people might try and kid themselves, but some studies show that you check your phone more than 2,000 times a day, which is just bonkers. It's actually scary numbers. So that's the short term. Now, long term, and this will require investment of your time and energy, meditation. Meditation is a game changer for improving your focus. And when I learned to meditate, it's helped me beyond words. Now, I want to debunk some myths because some people might be listening to this and think, oh, well, meditation's great, but I can't do it. Like whenever I've tried to meditate, my mind's too busy. Oh, I can't meditate. I get so many thoughts coming in. I get distracted easy. They're completely missing the point. Meditation isn't about sitting there and your mind being completely quiet. That's not what it's about, right? I'm a meditation teacher. I meditate for at least 20 minutes every day. Sometimes I sit down and my mind is like a pinball machine. It's just going bonkers, right? By the end of that 20 minutes, I go, well, God, that was interesting. My mind's all over the shop. And yeah, I've calmed it down a little bit, but it was nothing like yesterday. That's what they call it a meditation practice. You're always practicing. You're never going to get it right. So in order to put a bit of flavor around this to really debunk the myth, now, meditation is in 3 simple stages, right? So if we're talking about mindfulness meditation, what I like to teach, and we're doing a simple meditation where you focus on the breath, which is quite common. So there's 3 stages, right? The first one is you focus on the breath. The second stage is your mind wanders. The third stage is you recognize your mind has wandered and you bring the focus back to the breath and you start again. So that third stage of your mind wandering and then you bring it back, that's actually part of the process. So your mind wandering, allows you to then bring it back. And when you bring it back to the breath, that's the training. That's where you're training your mind to focus because you recognize your mind has wandered. You observe it unjudgmentally, right? You're not beating yourself up because your mind's wandered. You just realize that it's wandered. You bring it back to the breath. And the more you do that, it's like training a muscle. It's like going to the gym. The better you come at focusing. And meditation, honestly, you start by trying to do 1 minute a day. Obviously, I run programs and stuff, right? So everybody needs a bit of help. It's hard just to learn how to meditate on your own. But with clients, I'm never going to go and say to them, right, go and do 10 minutes a day for the next week. Because you're not just going to suddenly go from nothing to doing 10 minutes a day. If you do 1 or 2 minutes, once or twice a week, and you build up, then you do 3 minutes, then you do 4 minutes, then you build up to 5 minutes, you'd be surprised how easy it is. When I say I meditate for 20 minutes, that might sound long to some people. It's just like gone around. When my mind is busy, it's a real indicator to me how busy I am when 20 minutes flies. Because I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like I've got a lot going on. So in terms of how we can focus, just to recap, 2 strategies. Short term, create space from your phone. Charge your phone in a different room. Leave your phone in your bag, your handbag, your backpack if you're going to go and see a friend. Create physical distance away from it. And then secondly, if you want to play the long game, and the long game is always the long-term winner, is learn how to meditate